The bicep is named that because there are two different attachment points near the shoulder. The short head attaches to the coracoid process, which is a part of the shoulder blade, and the long head goes over the humerus through the biceps channel and connects in the socket. Pain will be present inside your arm if there's a problem with the short head. If there's a problem with the long head, typically the pain will run over the shoulder. We're going to locate the head of the biceps that attaches near the forearm. To do this, flex your arm with your fingers on the bicep near the elbow and find the tendon at the base of the muscle belly. Simply pinch the muscle belly and extend the arm. If you feel like you're not getting enough pressure with your fingertips, use a lacrosse ball. Try one of two positions, either holding with your fingers or pressed with the palm into the bicep. I find I get better pressure when I use my palm. Remember to squeeze and extend. Another muscle that could create bicep pain is actually in your forearm. This is the brachioradialis, which passes from the humerus towards the wrist. To begin working the brachioradialis, reach under the elbow across to the forearm and pinch down as hard as you can tolerate. Now rotate the wrist, and the muscle should feel like it grinds underneath the fingertips. Do 7 to 10 repetitions, then locate a new point and continue to grind over that muscle. You should feel the fingers drop off the muscle. When you finish, put the fingers on top of the arm, pinch down, and create extension while rotating the wrist. Again, bend the elbow, then extend while you rotate the wrist. Notice my hand goes palm to chest, then palm to floor while I'm extending my elbow. Perform 7 to 10 repetitions and then move on to the next tender spot and repeat. When you have finished the pin and stretch, move on to cross fiber friction. Place the arm you are working across your knees, then grind the opposite forearm across the muscle tissue near the bicep head. This should be an abrasive force moving through the muscle tissue quickly. Continue to press through that muscle tissue until you feel like you've broken down the entire thing.
Hello, good morning. We are ready to go leg day, and on our leg day we have 4 rounds of 8 exercises. We're going to be doing about 45 seconds of an exercise and then have a 15-second break to get ready for the next exercise. Okay, so we'll just kind of work our way right through each of them. At the beginning of the workout, we'll show you what tools you'll need at home there to be able to do these workouts, and then we will get started. So between each round, though, 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, there will be a 1-minute break for you to get a drink, kind of take a break, reassess how your body's doing, and then move forward from there. Okay, so we'll be doing that in just 1 second. However, we are going to start with our I dedicate. So just right here on top of the screen, these names are going to stay up on top because we dedicate them at the beginning of our workout through this entire time in order to just have an intention greater than ourselves, right? So right now, yes, we're working on ourselves, but our intention is greater than ourselves. So we're going to be praying for Lori's mom, doing dialysis 3 times a week, Ethan in his stage 4 liver and bile duct cancer, my friend's wife with breast cancer, Kira as she continues to get stronger, Jim is Kira's dad, and he's on a decline from that pancreatic cancer. So just be praying for the family as that continues to happen. And then Diane praying sleep over her after her husband passed away. So just been difficult for her to find more than even an hour of sleep strung all at one time. And then Mark, who had the kidney stones, his father-in-law just passed away yesterday. So be in prayer for their family as well would be fantastic. Okay. Also, we want to get our mind right and fill it with things of a godly nature to help us continue to meditate continually, day and night, so that way we can know His Word, hear His Word as we go. So by which He has granted to us his precious and very great promises, so that through them you may become partakers of the divine nature, having escaped from the corruption that is in the world because of sinful desire. 2 Peter 1:4.
That's hopeful.
That is hopeful. We enjoy. These are the tools that you'll need if you're following the basic, intermediate, or advanced types of workouts. And if you don't have any of those tools, just do your best as we go through it, okay? So we're going to start with small arm circles. The point of these circles is to move your shoulders, okay? So the shoulders even should be going up to the ears, forward, down, back, with your arms out to the side. So it's like the circle of your hand stems from your shoulders, okay? Carol, that's okay. That's why we have a warm-up and then 1, 2, 3 rounds. Get moving quicker and quicker as we go. Okay, now big circles. Make sure, again, those shoulders are going through the full range of motion. Okay, internal, external rotations. Again, move your shoulder blades. Pinch back and then roll forward. Pinch your shoulders back and roll forward. Okay, so if you're just swinging your arms and it's just moving at the shoulder joint, that's not everything I want. I want all the way back. Pinch way back. Lift that chest high to the ceiling and then roll forward. Chest high and then roll forward. Okay, getting those legs moving. Nice and tall through our leg swings. Okay, and again, if you have spondylolisthesis, spondylitis, narrowing basically of your spinal canal, creating a grinding motion back and forth is going to be rough. So keep that core tight and hold those hips in place if you happen to have some of those problems with the low back. Okay, otherwise, just nice and easy. Get that hip joint moving. Your best through it. Good stretch through here. So knee straight on that back leg and then tuck your butt. Really drive underneath. That's where we're going to get that hip flexor to stretch. Good tight squeezes. Awesome. Okay, remember as we get set for our first round, that's like a continuation of our warm-ups if you feel like things just are not connected yet. Okay, so you don't have to be moving super fast.
Get ready to squat.
Okay, but go ahead and get set up for those squats. Most important thing on your squat is to be ripping the floor apart. Okay, so driving your feet away from each other.
3, 2, 1, squat.
However, as you drive those feet apart, make sure you're not rolling your big toe up off the floor, right? We want to be pushing that big toe down into the floor and rip the floor apart basically with the insides of your feet, not just the outsides. Okay, so keep those feet nice and flat on the floor.
Halfway.
Rip, rip, rip. Then again, we want to be checking that core and shoulders. Make sure we're tight through the core, shoulders are set in place. It's a lot to just get the brain involved and active through the movement. So
3, 2, 1. Transition to single leg step down.
remember that is the reason we do this.
3, 2, 1. Single leg step down.
Use that first round as a continuation of connecting the brain to the muscle tissue, right? So don't just create movement, right? Create quality movement. So we're thinking butt, belly, bra strap. Tight, 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 all the way through.
That's halfway.
Good, tight squeeze. Press through.
2, 1. Switch sides. Three, 2, 1. Single leg step down.
Good single leg work. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's a lunge, a single leg sit, or the RDL, like the advanced, right? You're squeezing through your butt. Come up nice and tall. Squeeze tight.
That's halfway.
Firm compression. Doing your best. Tall and tight, tall
3,
and tight.
2, 1. Transition to good morning.
Awesome. All right, good mornings. This is a horizontal movement of the hips. So remember, if you need to, stand in front of something, like your TV,
3,
push your butt backwards, hit the TV,
1.
stand up tall,
Good morning.
right? Because we're thinking the hips should be traveling backwards. We're not thinking head or chest reaching to the floor, right? The head and chest should be actually away from the floor as much as you possibly can, right? Use your shoulders to keep your head and chest back.
That's halfway.
Okay, do not droop down. We don't want any more drooping than there is already. Okay, good firm squeezes.
Three, 2, 1. Transition to monster walk.
Okay, monster walks. So band around the knees. Remember 3/4 sit.
2, 1. Monster walk.
Make sure you keep those hips engaged. You're thinking about pinching that penny between the cheeks. Yes, Carol, it is still impossible, but we're going to think about it anyway. Okay, pinch, pinch, pinch. The whole point is that you're putting pressure into the floor, right? It's not a static or passive movement. We're actively pushing down. Contract those glutes.
3, 2, 1. Transition to VMO left. Three, 2, 1. VMO left.
All right, for those VMOs, remember you're straightening the knee all the way. Pull the toe towards the knee, and then lock out by pushing that heel away. Okay, so really straight, really straight. Nice tight squeeze.
That's halfway.
Keep working through it. Nice tight squeeze, good control.
3,
And doing
2,
your best.
1. Transition to VMO right.
Okay, other leg, so just switch to the other side. Again, we're trying to focus on straightening the knee.
3, 2, 1. VMO right.
Okay, so once you think your knee is straight, I want you to squeeze even harder to straighten it more. Tight, okay? It should be a brain process. You're connecting the brain to that muscle tissue to make it work harder. Tight squeeze and then lock
That's
it.
halfway.
Okay, tight squeeze, lock. Get it in place and then squeeze harder. Okay, straight knee, then squeeze harder.
3, 2, 1. Transition to hamstring curl.
Remember to sit tall and pull those heels hard into that foam roller. Make that thing explode.
3, 2, 1. Hamstring.
Good hamstring curl. So bend those knees, pull the heels hard. Drive, 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 drive. All the while, try to sit tall. Core is tight, shoulders down and back.
That's halfway. Three, 2, 1. Long rest.
All right, very, very good work, everyone. So remember, as we continue on through this process, make sure that you're thinking about how to create your movements. So butt, belly, bra strap, right? So penny between the butt cheeks, belly like someone's about to smash into your stomach, and then shoulders down and back out of those ears. Carol, if you have any questions, let me know. Let's continue this process of getting your brain connected to your body.
Three, 2, 1. Get ready to squat. Three, 2, 1. Squat.
Right, before you move, rip the floor apart. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Okay, then we sit down, and as you stand up, you're pinching that penny. So imagine a penny on the chair behind you. You grab the penny when you sit down and stand up and pinch it flat.
That's halfway.
And if that's not enough for you, think it's in there sideways and you're going to bend it in half. Yeah, Marcia. That's a fun visual, isn't it? Okay, good tight squeeze.
3, 2, 1. Transition to single leg step down.
Okay, so even though we go to a single leg, make sure that knee is not buckling inwards. You keep that knee out over the foot. And you're
3,
thinking, sit down
2,
into a chair and
1.
then stand up.
Single leg
Press
step
through
down.
that leg. Okay, if you're doing RDLs, keep that body nice and flat. You don't want to be lifting your hip up in the air. Okay? Because you're basically just hinging on a single leg. Right? Yeah, drive up tall, tuck your butt cheeks.
That's halfway.
Almost like our pelvic tilt day. Core should be tight and glutes should be tight. This is the idea of that bridge, right? When we go from bent hip to straight hips in that core on core day, it's the same idea. Core is tight.
3, 2, 1. Switch sides.
Awesome.
Three,
And remember, core
2,
compressed, shoulders down
1.
back.
Single leg step down.
Press tight. Squeeze up tall.
That's halfway.
Up tall. Press firm. Squeeze tight, tight, tight.
Three, two, one. Transition to good morning.
Okay, here we go. Good mornings. Again, hips backwards behind you. Stand up tall.
3, 2, 1. Good morning.
Okay, or you can imagine that band around your waist, pulling your hips behind you, and then stand up and press forward. Drive those hips. Okay, you're thinking leaning those hips back as far as you can towards the wall, and then drive
That's
up tall,
halfway.
pinching your butt cheeks tight together.
Three, two, one. Transition to monster walk.
Into the monster walks again. Band at the ankles is more difficult than band at the knees.
3, 2, 1. Monster walk.
Okay. I want you to think you're pressing off that back foot. Okay, push yourself forward, right? And if you're stepping backwards, you're doing the same thing, but you're thinking drive your heel back behind you, then load the weight. Drive
That's
your foot
halfway.
and step through. And the more time you spend on one foot, right, the more difficult it's going to be. And it's when both feet are on the ground that we're not getting a lot of the hip work typically.
3, 2, 1. Transition to VMO left. Three, 2, 1. VMO left.
Good, tight squeeze. Firm compression. Again, knee to toes to the knee. Straighten that
halfway.
knee all the way, and then push the heel. Right? You're thinking lengthen that leg as far as you can. Firm compression.
Three, 2, 1. Transition to VMO right. Three, 2, 1. VMO right.
Good. Tight squeeze, okay? Make sure you're getting that leg locked. Be tight. Compress. Firm squeeze.
That's halfway.
Your best.
Three,
Squeeze tight.
two,
Hamstring
1.
curls are next.
Transition to hamstring curl.
Okay, as you sit, be tall. If you're on the floor, make sure you're straightening that back, just like core day in the bridge. Right? Core tight,
3,
cheeks
2,
tucked.
1. Hamstring.
And bend those knees. Right? Drive the heels behind you. Drive them in. You're thinking just like a recliner. If you're going to pop that footstool down, make sure you pull through those knees. Okay? Sit tall.
That's halfway.
Hard to put a recliner down if we're leaning backwards. Okay, almost there. Finish nice and strong.
Three, two, one. Long rest.
Awesome. Okay, long rest. So again, this is a time where you get to go and enjoy some water, take a little bit of a break. Make sure you begin that process, though, of thinking about each of those movement patterns. Maybe there's one that you really struggle with. If you happen to have any questions, just shoot them down below so that way I can help you out as we go. Remember, the primary important things that we need as far as quality movement is to be able to squeeze the butt cheeks nice and tight, hold and brace your spine by compressing your core, and then keeping those shoulder blades down and back into a nice, tall posture, okay?
Two,
So ask questions
one.
as we go.
Get ready to squat.
All right, our squats, remember to rip the floor apart. You want your feet flat on the floor.
3, 2, 1. Squat.
Squeeze nice and tight as you stand up, butt cheeks compressing together like you're pinching a penny flat. Or folding it in half. Either one. Actually, whichever one makes you work hard. That's what you want to be thinking. Okay, tight squeeze. Right? Or if you really want to get after it, maybe just think there's a nice big diamond between your butt cheeks and you're trying to break that thing down. Right? Crushing diamonds.
3, 2,
Good.
1. Transition to single leg step down.
Okay, single leg step downs, RDLs, whichever one, or you can do lunges.
3, 2, 1. Single leg step down.
So if you happen to do lunges, the whole thing with lunging is to keep your shoulders over your hips. Try not to lean way forward, put all the pressure on one leg. Okay? Use the muscle tissue. We're trying to build
That's
strength
halfway.
through these movements. The only way to build strength is to challenge it with resistance or repetition, or both. Good tight squeeze.
3, 2, 1. Switch sides.
Right, other leg. Or if you're doing lunges, remember you can just stay stationary. Right,
3,
1 foot forward, 1 foot back.
1. Single leg step down.
Stay nice and tall.
That's halfway.
Good compression through the core. Still hold and brace that spine. Keeping it tight
3,
through the
2,
movement.
1. Transition to good morning.
So good mornings.
Three, 2, 1. Good morning.
Or compress, shoulders down and back behind you as much as possible. Squeeze tight. Firm, firm, firm.
That's halfway.
Good compression.
3,
Awesome.
2, 1. Transition to monster walk.
Okay, so your monster walks, band around the ankles. Remember to stay tall through the spine. Core compress, shoulders down and back.
3, 2, 1. Monster walk.
Then you're actively pushing into the floor. You're not passively sitting down. Okay, actively hold yourself up. Okay, or think like your butt is hovering away from the floor. Okay, we're not sitting down towards
That's
the floor.
halfway.
We're actively hovering and pinching the butt cheeks together. Okay, create a nice tension through those glutes.
Three, two, one. Transition to VMO left.
VMOs. Straight leg. Remember, once you get your leg straight, lock it harder, then you can bend the knee.
3, 2, 1. VMO left.
Good tight squeeze. Firm core compression. Stay tall all the way up. Firm, firm squeeze.
That's halfway.
Good compression. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
3, 2,
Awesome.
1. Transition to VMO right. Three, 2, 1. VMO right.
VMO on the other side. Remember, straight knee, lock nice and tight. Squeeze the toes to the knees, push the heel away. Lock out, just as much as you possibly can.
That's halfway.
Okay, tall and tight.
3, 2, 1. Transition to hamstring curl.
Okay, hamstring curls. Remember, bend those knees, pull those heels nice and hard. Do your absolute best all the way through.
3, 2, 1. Hamstring.
Okay, bend those knees, pull hard. Okay, so if we're pulling through those heels, it's almost like you're trying to pull yourself out of the chair you're sitting in. Okay, if you're sitting in the chair. Otherwise, just like Jacob's doing in the advanced
That's
version,
halfway.
bending those knees enough to pull himself down the floor, right? It's that pull down, drag, right? Pull through those heels. Okay, nice and tall, almost there.
3, 2, 1. Long rest.
All right, very good. Long rest, so go ahead and get that drink. We'll come back for round 4. Just remember, we want to continue to make this as challenging as possible. So that means connecting your brain even more to the muscle tissue. That means if you're thinking you're squeezing hard enough, you're not. Squeeze harder, okay? That's how we want to make sure we get through this final round. Okay, your best is all I ask for.
Three, 2, 1. Get ready to squat. Three, 2, 1. Squat.
Rip that floor
That's
apart.
halfway.
Compress that core like you're getting whacked in the belly. Shoulder blades down and back. right? We're always working on quality posture through whatever movement we generate. That's an all-day thing.
3, 2, 1. Transition to single leg step down.
Right? Every time we sit down, stand up, push or pull, we're trying to think, how do I do those things throughout the day, maintaining
3,
core
2,
compression?
1. Single leg step down.
Right? When I look in a mirror, do I look tall? Right? What would it take for me to look tall in a mirror? I guess maybe in Carol and Marcia's case, it's a miracle, but for the height that we have, how do we look tall, right? By keeping those shoulders down and back and the head above the shoulders. Good, Carol, we need it. I love it. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
3, 2, 1. Switch sides.
All right, here we go. Switch to the other side. Again, working hard through the movement. Challenge yourself. Maybe it's depth.
3, 2, 1. Single leg step down.
You can also do declines, right? Where maybe there's a chair behind you on these single legs and you just go down slow to the chair until you sit, then use both legs to stand up. Use one leg to sit down. Slow down. Use both legs to stand up. So there's a lot of variations that you can add to these to make it more challenging, okay? Because challenge is where we get the change. If it seems like a very small amount of challenge today, you're not going to get a whole lot of change, right? The two are equals. Your challenge is going to equal the change. Your change will equal how much challenge you put into this.
3, 2, 1. Transition to good morning.
All right, good morning. It's a good morning. 4 good mornings.
3, 2, 1. Good morning.
Okay, again, stay tall. Think belly button continues to move. Belly button. Yeah. Don't want our face to touch. Don't want your face to touch. Don't want to touch. Don't want to touch.
That's halfway.
Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it? It's just a bit different. Hold those shoulders. Pinch them back. Get belly wet. There it is. Tight. Tight squeeze through it.
2, 1. Transition to monster walk.
Awesome. Monster walks. A band at the ankles is more difficult. If your knees happen to be, if you're knock-kneed, you want the band at your knees. Okay?
3, 2, 1. Monster walk.
Because a big part of this is trying to keep the knee almost over the foot or outside the toes. Okay? We want to be pushing those knees outward just a bit, right? Not crazy, like cowboy style. But we do want the knee to stay over the toe. We just don't want it to drop and cave inward. Okay, stay tall, stay tall. Morning. Again, recompress that core. Right, squeeze, shoulders down and back.
3, 2, 1. Transition to VMO left.
Okay, here we go. Seated VMOs. Remember it with the VMOs. Tight knee.
3, 2, 1. VMO left.
Lock that knee and then squeeze it harder. Right? So get the knee straight, then squeeze. Knee straight, squeeze. Nice and tight. Firm compression all the way through.
That's
Staying
halfway.
tall through your spine, shoulders down and back, core compress.
Three, 2, 1. Transition to VMO right.
Okay, VMO, other side, straight knee.
3, 2, 1. VMO right.
Good, tight squeeze, compress, tight, tight, tight.
That's halfway.
Firm compression, stay tall, shoulders down back, lock that knee, lock that knee.
3, 2, 1. Transition to hamstring curl.
Last one of the day, stay nice and tall, squeeze through those knees.
3, 2, 1. Hamstring.
Okay, sit tall and forward. Try to keep your back off the chair if you're sitting in a chair. Otherwise, compress that core, pull through those knees. Heels hard, 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 hard.
That's halfway. Three, 2, 1.
Good
Long
work.
rest.
All right, fantastic job, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Remember, as we continue through this phase of movement, we're trying to build those foundations, being the butt, the belly, and the bra straps. So continue that work. Remember, as we continue to change, it means we need to loosen tight muscles and strengthen weak muscles. So go ahead and jump into the SMR with us here as we go through changing that body. All right? Have an absolutely wonderful day. Tomorrow we'll go through our core day. Carol, you're very welcome.
The bicep is named that because there are two different attachment points near the shoulder. The short head attaches to the coracoid process, which is a part of the shoulder blade, and the long head goes over the humerus through the biceps channel and connects in the socket. Pain will be present inside your arm if there's a problem with the short head. If there's a problem with the long head, typically the pain will We're going to locate the head of the biceps that attaches near the forearm. To do this, flex your arm with your fingers on the bicep near the elbow and find the tendon at the base of the muscle belly. Simply pinch the muscle belly and extend the arm. If you feel like you're not getting enough pressure with your fingertips, use a lacrosse ball. Try one of two positions, either holding with your fingers or pressed with the palm into the bicep. I find I get better pressure when I use my palm. Remember to squeeze and extend. Another muscle that could create bicep pain is actually in your forearm. This is the brachioradialis, which passes from the humerus towards the wrist. To begin working the brachioradialis, reach under the elbow across to the forearm and pinch down as hard as you can tolerate. Now rotate the wrist, and the muscle should feel like it grinds underneath the fingertips. Do 7 to 10 repetitions, then locate a new point and continue to grind over that muscle. You should feel the fingers drop off the muscle. When you finish, put the fingers on top of the arm, pinch down, and create extension while rotating the wrist. Again, bend the elbow, then extend while you rotate the wrist. Notice my hand goes palm to chest, then palm to floor while I'm extending my elbow. Perform 7 to 10 repetitions, and then move on to the next tender spot and repeat. When you have finished the pin and stretch, move on to cross fiber friction. Place the arm you are working across your knees, then grind the opposite forearm across the muscle tissue near the bicep head. This should be an abrasive force, moving through the muscle tissue quickly. Continue to press through that muscle tissue until you feel like you've broken down the entire thing.